The crypto market right now is seeing a little bit of a recovery, and I think a lot of people right now are starting to realize that the market become massively, massively oversold, and the sentiment got way too bearish, way too quick. And now people are thinking, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have sold at the bottom. Maybe I should have, held and actually DCA'd even more. So we're starting to see a little bit of green in the market, but still on the week, we're very much bearish. And on the month, pretty much mostly bearish. A little bit of green here and there, the likes of Ondo and a couple exceptions. But overall, the market remains bearish on the week and the month. However, I remain optimistic. I think there's still going to be a massive move left in the market in the next few weeks and months. And people are going to realize that we came down very quick, but we went up just as quick. And that's generally my sentiment here. And I'm going to get into all of the questions that you guys asked me in my previous video. Okay, if you don't know, in the last video I made, I asked you guys to give me some questions to answer about the market in general, and I'm going to be going through some of those, the best ones, in today's video. Okay, so if that sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like on the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm posting daily crypto content, okay, in the form of videos right now. But once the market recovers and there's a bit more to talk about, I will get into live streams again, which I know you guys like. So stay tuned, subscribe. And if you are interested in a VIP group, check out my group linked in the description for buy alerts, sell alerts, and a 24/7 active community. So let's get straight into the questions. We got the first one here saying, my questions for your video. Number one, will alt season actually happen this time around? And number two, will AI agents come back? I'm down big on them. So let's go through the first question here regarding alt season and will it actually happen? I'm seeing a lot of FUD right now in the market, people calling off alt season, saying that it's all done, it's all dusted, just give up and buy Bitcoin. And usually at that point, when everyone's saying give up, sell, usually that is actually a local bottom. And I think we've reached a local bottom with altcoins here during this liquidation crash that we had. And to me, the total free looks very much primed to start to make a move to the upside. Could we come back down a little bit, retest this level? Maybe, it's possible. But we saw a nice pump here after touching the 200-day moving average. And the market seems to be somewhat recovered here, okay? But we could come back down a little bit and then go up. But the main thing I'm thinking is by the end of February, we start to see some great green in the market. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of Feb, we are starting to head back up to these levels into kind of March and April. Seeing some massive, massive pumps in the market above all-time highs around April time, okay? So I want to just firstly talk about why a lot of people are giving up on alt season. A lot of people are giving up on alt season because it seems unlikely that the Fed are going to deploy quantitative easing, okay? The rates are still high, and the chance of them cutting rates in the next meeting is also quite low. And the Fed still have not announced that they're going to be doing QE. Now, I'm hearing a lot of people in the crypto market throw around the word QE left, right, and center as if they've just heard of this term last week. And what I really want to say is 2017 was a crazy bull run in many ways, okay? Arguably the best bull run crypto has had, okay? Because we just ran for a year straight without any major crashes like 2021. And in 2017, there was no QE. We were actually in a tightened scenario with the Fed. So there was QT, not QE. And yet in 2017, we had a massive, massive bull run for Bitcoin, and altcoins had a massive bull run. We had a massive ICO era where ICOs happened left, right, and center. Loads of coins are flying to the moon. 2017, in many ways, was a much bigger bull run than 2021. In terms of X's. Now, 2021, we did have QE, and this is arguably one of the main reasons why people think we need it again this time to pump. But what I would say, Bitcoin's got to 108K without QE. Bitcoin's gone from 15K to 108 with high rates and QT overall, okay? So just bear that in mind. A lot of people are throwing around this term saying we have to have QE, otherwise there's not going to be a bull run. We've already had a very nice move on Bitcoin. And I think we're going to continue the move regardless of whether we get QE or not. Now, with altcoins, yeah, I get it, okay? Altcoins haven't been great, but still, alts, hit their 2021 levels again without any QE. And I imagine if Bitcoin makes a move now to 120, 130, 140K, alts are going to pick back up again, and we'll probably see a break above this resistance line stretching back to 2021. So regarding alt season actually happening, I think it will. I think we're going to get an alt season. Usually we always have it. Okay, so I don't see a scenario why this time we wouldn't get it and we'd only have a Bitcoin bull run. The question is regarding alt season is, how good will it be? And my argument is it's going to be a little bit underwhelming to people's expectations. Everyone's throwing around 20x, 50x, 100x. Maybe most coins only do somewhere between a 3 to a 15x. And most people won't even buy low and sell high. Most people will actually do the opposite. So that's my stance on alt season. I think it will happen. I think it's very close. The other thing is, how long will it last? I don't necessarily think we're going all the way until Q4. We could, but there's also a strong argument that, we could kick off again pumping in a few days. And then by April, May, we see another top. And by April, May, that could actually be the cyclical top. There's a chance, because I think there are some structural weaknesses in the economy. When you look at housing, the demand is shrinking. And when you look at just the cycle in general, the economic cycle, it looks like it's going to be coming to an end probably in the next few months. So I would be looking to probably exit quite a lot around April, May, June, if we see very high prices by then. Okay, next question. Will AI agents come back? I'm down big on them. So regarding AI agents, I actually did not recommend anyone bought them when they were high. I was telling you guys on multiple live streams, don't jump into AI agents. They're all overbought. They're all going to come right back down. 99.99999% of them are straight up scams and all going to zero. What happened? They absolutely got destroyed. Okay, if we just take a look at a random AI agent, I think there's one called Luna by Virtuals. I was taking a look at this one. People were shilling this all the time, down 99.8%. I was telling people not to buy this when it was high. Take a look at another one here, which is a strong one, obviously. Virtuals now is actually down by almost 5x down, okay? So just for it to make a new all-time high, it needs to make like a 5x move from here. Crazy, crazy things. Now, I think the big ones will probably come back, like Virtuals. So this isn't a terrible buy right now on Virtuals. And I actually told people in my VIP, this could be a time to enter into Virtuals. By the way, I never told them to buy anywhere here. In fact, I was actively telling people not to buy Virtuals and to look at other projects, other sectors that aren't so overbought. And obviously, it came right back down. So let it be a lesson learned. If you were buying these AI agents really high up, please let it be a lesson not to do so again when another narrative starts pumping. Maybe it's gaming next. Maybe it's deepin. And you start jumping into coins that are up 10, 20, 30, 40x. Try and buy the dips. It's about buying low and selling high. So yeah, I think AI agents will probably come back. Will all of them come back? Absolutely not. Most of them will be dead forever. But some of the strong ones like Virtuals and the platforms and the infrastructure, I definitely think they've got a strong chance of coming back in the next major wave on altcoins. Hey Archie, what is the reason for the fall of GameFi? Almost every GameFi is down. So many people share this view, frustration around GameFi, but it isn't only GameFi which is down. Memes are down 80, 90%, 95% across the board. RWA across the board is down. Most sectors in the market are down across the board, even AI, which pumped recently, okay? The thing that's really frustrating people with GameFi is it hasn't pumped in probably over a year to a large degree. Now, there's a few catalysts here and there. You got the Gunzilla token. You got GTA 6. But these things aren't necessarily the strongest catalysts in the world. I think GameFi will pump when no one expects it. It will just come out of nowhere and it will pump. Now, interestingly, what pumped GameFi in the previous bull run was the launch of the metaverse by Mark Zuckerberg. All you need is a piece of news like that. Maybe GTA has a digital marketplace, or it doesn't even need a token. It doesn't even have to be on chain, but maybe GTA has some form of marketplace where you can like own assets and make money with them, even if it's really centralized and it's not even on chain, whatever, just something like that that could tie into crypto, that could be enough to trigger a gaming pump, okay? Or, you know, a massive gaming company announces they're going to be creating a token, just something like that. That's all it needs. And besides that, even if we don't get a catalyst, just if the overall market keeps going up, I would imagine gaming will be dragged up alongside it, okay? Because a rising tide lifts all ships. If Ethereum starts pumping, I wouldn't be surprised if RWA, GameFi, and some of these other narratives that haven't necessarily pumped a lot, I wouldn't be surprised if they start rallying to the upside. Okay, we got another question here by Lynx. Hi, Archie. Why are we seeing devastated losses today, February 2nd? Is it because of the Trump tariffs? What is going on? Thanks. So, yeah, it ties into the Trump tariffs. It all ties into the overall market and the DXY. The DXY pumped a lot, which is the dollar index. And when the DXY goes up a lot, okay, that shows that the dollar is very strong, right? Obviously, the DXY is the dollar index. So that was triggered by the tariffs, because the tariffs are good for the dollar, but they're bad for, you know, economies, arguably. And that caused the DXY to go up a lot. Okay, if we take a look at the DXY, and what you know is the DXY has a drastic inverse correlation with Bitcoin and crypto. So if the DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down, and that's what we had. So that's really the reason why I think we dumped, is because of the tariffs and the DXY spiking. But to me, the DXY actually looks kind of toppish here. Maybe, you know, and maybe it starts to come down again as some of these tariffs settle and stuff like that. That could give enough room for altcoins to pump. So, you know, just as important as QE arguably is a weak dollar. If the dollar gets weaker, then crypto will pump. If the dollar gets stronger, then crypto will dump. So, you know, if the dollar starts to capitulate here, that would actually be really, really good for our altcoin bags. Okay, and we got the final question here. What do you think a good percentage of SUI is? Seems like the strongest one together with Ondo. And I kind of agree with that. Ondo and SUI are exceptionally strong projects. You've got the best layer one of this cycle with SUI, and you got the best RWA narrative coin with Ondo, okay? I think that a good percentage in SUI is probably somewhere between 10 to 25%. I personally have, you know, around the 25% mark, I think, in SUI. So it is, you know, right now it's my biggest altcoin. If you take away Bitcoin, which obviously isn't an altcoin, SUI is my biggest holding. I think it's around maybe 25 or 30% of my portfolio. That's mainly because my average on SUI is exceptionally low. I heavily bought between 70 cents to like $1.20. So my average is probably around $1. And for that reason, obviously, I'm up a few X's, which has drastically increased the percentage of my portfolio. But I would say for most people, you know, 15%, 20% in SUI is a really, really smart allocation. And as for Ondo, I think Ondo, you know, around 10% of your portfolio is solid because it is the king of RWA. And I do believe that if Ethereum pumps, RWA is going to have a really good narrative. RWA is going to have a really good pump as well. Okay, so Ondo is a strong one. It came right down below the golden pocket. In my group, I was actually telling a lot of the guys in the voice chat call to be stacking Ondo during this golden pocket bounce. It did bounce and it came back up. And then we had that liquidation event where it came down all the way to the 786. If I saw Ondo come back down to the golden pocket for whatever reason, which would be around $1.17, I would be heavily considering stacking Ondo. Okay, I'd strongly consider that. So that's something to look at, is that golden pocket range. But Ondo is looking pretty strong right now. You've got the Ondo Summit, a lot of talk about BlackRock and tokenization. I think it will do really well. So that wraps it up for today's video, guys. If you like this format where I'm answering your questions, let me know down below if I should do it again. Also, check out my VIP group. This is a 24/7 active community. The prices will be going up on the group as altcoins start to pump, just to, you know, match the demand. You can get real-time buy and sell alerts, as well as a 24/7 active Discord community. I just produced a VIP live stream over in my Discord. So all of them just got a great live stream where I talked about the overall market and gave updated price targets for all of my coins, and I answered all of their questions. So if you want a mentor, if you want a group that's going to help you out a lot this bull run, come join. Your chances of success, if you're in a group like this versus being a lone wolf, are much, much higher. Okay, so don't be a lone wolf. Join a community. You can always just trial it for a month. And if you don't like it for whatever random reason, you can cancel. But 99% of the time, people do like it. But yeah, hit a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.